Alrighty. Alrighty. Alright. Alright, what is up YouTube? It's your boy King Loco coming at you with another video. So basically this video I wanted to put out this is like an update build helper video, I want to say, because we got some new stuff out, new gear sets, and the Ouroboros and the St. Elmo's is just killing it right now. But there's other guns that you can use, and there's other gears and builds that you can make to basically counter it and help you. So I came across a few players and stuff like that, and I've noticed that they're new and they really don't know what's going on. And yeah, you can jump on and look up build videos and stuff like that, but that's basically their builds. That's what they put together for what they like and stuff like that. Now the builds that they put out, yes, they're good, but if it's not your play style, it's like you're still gonna be left like, well, how can I make another build? How can I do it this way? How can I do it that way? So basically this build is basically gonna help you, and I'm gonna try to basically talk about everything and what you need to know. But for the basics, so this build right here, let me find a darker spot. Okay, this build right here is like my go-to build. Like, I love this on PvE, PvP. I love it as well. You are gonna do an extreme amount of damage, but with this build, I would run it like if I go to the dark zone, I would run this when I'm with my when I'm with my group. But this is an all red crit build. So we'll go straight to the stats. Right now it's sitting at max crit chance and over 215, well, over 200 crit damage, but it's at 215.3% crit damage. And I'm running it with perfect glass cannon. All damage you deal is amplified by 30%. But if you take damage, then they basically hit about 60% more. So it's you gotta play when you run this talent. You gotta play smart. You can't just run out there and you think that you're just gonna face tank everything, because if they start shooting you, you're dead. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta play smart, take your cover, and get your kills. But you basically want to run it with this gear set, which is Providence defense. And with Providence, it gives you 15% headshot damage, 10% crit chance, and 15% crit damage. So if you run 3 of them, you'll get all those. Now you can pretty much put it wherever you want. I'm running these improvised gloves and improvised holster. Now these improvised gear, I will show you where you can get them, but for right now let's finish the build. So basically everywhere on the gears is going to be straight crit damage and crit chance. So I'm running it with glass cannon, and I'm running it with vigilance. Vigilance is, it increases your weapon damage by 25%, but it basically, the damage is disabled when you take damage. So even though with this build I'm gonna be taking cover and I'm gonna try to always have this talent active. But you run it with the 3-piece Providence, 2-piece anywhere like besides your chest piece and backpack. You can pretty much put it however you want. Now, if you want these improvised gears, I'm gonna check to see if they have it for the mask. I'm not sure, but we're gonna check it. And I'm running it with a 1-piece Grupo. Now, the 1-piece Grupo, having 1 piece gives you 15% crit damage. So if you want to use a weapon and you're low on crit chance, what you can run also is a Sieska. Hopefully I said it right, but Sieska, because having 1 gives you that 10% crit damage. I mean, crit chance, excuse me. Sieska gives you crit chance, Grupo gives you crit damage. So you can, do it like this. If you want like a little bit more tankier, then you can change the core attribute from weapon damage to armor. And then you can also do it with your Grupos. You can change it however. Me personally, since I'm always using Grupo and Sieska, I keep 2 of them. One, which is weapon damage, crit, and the other one, armor and crit. So I try to keep it on basically gloves, holster, and my mask. Gloves, holster, mask, and knee pads. I try to keep it on all 4 of them. That way, when I want to make a build, whatever, I can switch and, get the build that I want. So I am running it with this tactical MK16 because of the high damage. Now the RPMs is a little bit lower from the St. Elmo's, but it has way more total basically weapon damage. Now the expertise, you can get this up to 20%. Me personally, I haven't been doing it. I've just been having fun doing missions and stuff like that. But that's it for this build. This is my glass cannon crit build. So now let's go. We gotta go to the crafting bench, and just to let y'all know, this is my clan, the King Boys. So we're just gonna I just recently made it, so we're gonna try to get a good community in this clan. That way you can just join up and we'll have different guys that will help you get the build that you want. But I have other builds that I'm gonna show you, but just basically covering the basics. So if you're a new player, and you get a mindset of what to do and what to look for. Starting out, basically, I wouldn't waste materials on crafting. I would focus more on just whatever gear you pick up. Just if it's just increase your armor, just get past it, and then all that gear, just dismantle it for the materials, or you can sell it to get your credits. So like right here I have 4,208. That's nothing, because I've been doing a lot of crafting, and so you're gonna need a lot of I would say money in this division. You're gonna need money. So if you go to resources, this is what you're gonna need: a lot of ceramics. You're gonna need a lot of ceramics, a lot of steel, just all these right here. This is what you're gonna need mainly. So ceramics, ceramics and electronics, you will use a lot of these, a lot. So just worry about, getting your armor up until you reach the last and you hit your level 40. That way you get your SHD level, which is your watch. So this is your watch, whatever. Offense, basically weapon damage, headshot damage, crit chance, and crit damage. And then for your defense, you have total armor, hazard protection, explosive resistance, total health, and then handling. You got your accuracy and stability with your reload and ammo capacity. And then utilities comes with skills, damage, skill haste, stuff like that. So when you max all these out is when you get to SHD level 1000, so that's when you'll max them out. And then when you get to right here, I can't show you because I don't have any, but that's where you can get just a little bit more different materials and stuff like that. But for the improvised, you go to your crafting bench. Hold on, I was gonna check it there, but let's check the gloves. You just go all the way down and you're gonna see these gloves right here where it says improvised. Now with these, you're gonna need a lot of you're gonna need basically these 3 materials, well 4 with your e-credits. You know what I'm saying? So it's 979 each time you roll. So you're basically going to need some e-credits and these materials right here. But basically you just craft it until you get right here. So whenever it has this little wrench X mark, it means that it's already been like recalibrated. So now you can't touch weapon damage and you can't touch crit damage or crit, well, this is a mod, but once you craft once you recalibrate one, you can't, the other ones are locked, and then you can only recalibrate this one. So basically what you're going to be looking for, so like let's say you want these gloves, you want it to basically have weapon damage, crit damage, or crit chance, and the other one can be whatever. It can be like health or whatever comes. It can be a blue, it can be a yellow, whatever. But as long as you have 2 that are in red, which one is weapon damage and the other one is a crit, then you can roll the other crit. So these gloves in particular came with weapon damage, it came with critical hit damage, and then this one right here, it basically came with something else, and I just re-rolled crit chance, so now it's all red. You know what I'm saying? So that's what you're gonna be looking for, or what you can try to craft, and it'll probably come crit chance, crit damage, and maybe a yellow, and then you roll weapon damage, or you roll a blue, armor, or stuff like that. So that's how you're gonna get these builds that these other streamers be having, and they be having god roll tiers and god roll weapon gears and stuff like that. Like, it's just crazy. But and then also me personally, I like the orbit pistol. It basically, the talent is perfect finisher. Swapping from this weapon within 10 seconds of killing an enemy grants you 35% crit chance and 40% crit damage for 15 seconds. So that's like if you're in the DZ and you're fighting somebody and you knock him down, quickly switch to the pistol and just shoot him one time, he'll die. You get 40% crit damage for 15 seconds. So like if you're going up against a 1v2, you and 2 other players, whatever, one of them you knock down, you switch over to your pistol, kill him to get that 40%, and then you can go and hit even harder to his teammate. So I basically love running this, and then running it with the St. Elmo's right now, but I switch off to this one. Strained, I believe it got buffed I think it was you gain 1% or 5%, then now it's at 10%, or maybe it's always been like that, but I really think it got a buff. I'm not sure. But strained is basically good for a crit build because you gain 10% crit hit damage for 5 seconds when you fire the weapon. And it basically stacks up to 5 times. So I pretty much like that. So this is my all crit. And then when you do PvE with glass cannon, you want to run a reviver hive, because a reviver hive is like a second life, because when you get knocked down, it automatically picks you up. And then I like to run the decoy for my second one, because if there's a lot of people shooting, I just throw my decoy at a far distance, where however far that I can throw it, and then it'll take some of that aggro off of me. That way I can, you know, shoot and get some kills. But yeah, that was my all crit build. So now let's go here. So now I like to make one of everything for numerous, you know, situations. So there's this heart build. I made it with a little bit of armor and a little bit of weapon. Striker right now, when it first came out, it was garbage, you know. But right now, they didn't recently, just did it, but it's almost recent that they basically buffed it. So now Striker right now is hitting like a truck, you know. So I went into the DZ with this build right here. This is no, actually I changed it. Yeah, I changed it a little bit, because it was my Striker tank build that I posted, and I haven't tried it on the DZ, but when I did the video, I haven't tried it in the DZ, but I wanted to try it, and I went, and it had like 1.8, close to 1.9 million armor, and I just got shredded by a guy that had all reds. You know what I'm saying? So Striker right now it's really hitting hard, you know. So what else? So that's Striker. Bulwark. This one for PvE, like this would be like a good support build for your team, because with Foundry, it's for your shield. So whenever you or your shield takes damage, 20% of that 20% of that amount is repaired. So it's we're on the mask. Yeah, so this is basically for your shield. It gives you armor, regen, shield health, you know, stuff like that. So on all my pieces, I have armor and armor regen, armor regen, armor regen, so forth. Now I'm running it with Uzina. I hope I said it right, I don't know, but I'm running it with this one. And I got it god rolled, so I have armor regen, health, and I put an income and repair mod. But for the talent, I am running it with Vanguard, and with Vanguard is basically deploying your shield, makes it invulnerable for 5 seconds, and you basically grant bonus armor to your group. So when you see this symbol right here, kind of like on the bottom, whatever, you want to wait until it goes away, and then you pop your shield and it re-gives it to them. You know what I'm saying? So this one really helps. And then also for the backpack, is I'm running it with armor regen, and it came with crit, but you know, crit chance helps. I'm not really doing much damage, but it is what it is. But I am running it with protector. So when your shield is damaged, you gain bonus armor, and all other allies gain 15% of 15% armor bonus. You know what I'm saying? So this one, these two talents, on top of that, with the you gotta run the tactician subclass, and with the artificial hive, it's basically boosting your shield, and it's healing it, it repairs it, it it keeps it up. You know what I'm saying? So we're running it with the ballistic shield, because that's the most health you're gonna have, or that you can choose. Because this one right now, health is at close to 15 million. This one is 5, and I can't see these two, but they're like in the same range right here, 5-6 mil. But this one right here is gonna give you 15 million HP for the shield. Now when I run a shield, the only thing you can run is your sidearm. So I am running it with this weapon right here, and I'm running it with in sync. So when I use a skill, it's giving me weapon damage. So I'm running it with those two, and running it with the St. Elmo's just for the shock, so I can at least shock them and, you know, help the team as best way that I can. Secondary, I put basically the Kingbreaker, you know, for that talent. Because when you run tactician, the best way to proc perfect finisher is with the link laser pointer. So the link laser pointer is basically, you go to tactician, and it's right here. There's your link laser pointer. So you max out the assault, well, just the rifles. Yeah, you max out the rifles, and then you get the link laser pointer, and then you can use it. You know what I'm saying? So tactician is very good for that. Now, so that was like a support build that you can make. And then also I've made this is my damage to elites. So now with PvE, damage to elites is, right now they're selling these mods, so go and get them. And basically I'm using the improvise. So like how we talked about with the improvise, it gives you a mod slot. You know what I'm saying? So other ones, they don't. You know, so right here, let me see. Yeah, right here I have 3. So this one has 2. Gear sets have 1. And everyone 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, because you can't roll. I mean, you can't put a mod in these. The only ones that you can put a mod is these improvised. So I am running it with 3 improvised right here. That way I can put a mod on there, and they all have 12% protection from elites. So protection from elites is gonna help you in PvE. So like when, so like you can go and you can do legendaries and stuff like that, and protection from elites is going to help you more. So I am running it with a Sokolov. A Sokolov, having one of them is going to give you that 10% SMG damage. So I have one of them, and then right here I was basically trying this one out, but you can pretty much put whichever weapons you want, and then just change this one or however you want to do it. You know, it'll be fine. Just make sure Fenris is for assault rifles, Sokolov is for SMGs. You know, so here's a Group O. So I'm running it with Group O, and I'm running it with Obliterate because this is crit. And I'm running it with Vigilance. And right now. This build alone, max crit chance, crit damage, I can get it up more, but I really haven't focused on this one too much. This is just something that I put together. So it's at 129 crit damage. So let's go. I don't think they show. Do they show protection from elites? I don't think so. Let me see. No, I don't think they show protection from elites, but if we add them up, basically I'm at like 70% critical hit damage. What am I saying? This protection from elites. So I'm at 70% protection from elites, and I think one of these is it the survivalist. One of these gives you protection from elites. Right here, protection from elites. So you want to run it with survivalist, and then right here, I was trying out this right here, but I did have these. So this is going to basically put you about like 80% damage to elites. So you can pretty much put it however you want. If you want to, you can do, let's say, striker, I want to say. Take one of these off. That way you use it with the Ninja Bike backpack. Ninja Bike backpack is, I love it. I mean, there is stuff that you are going to lose, but you're also going to gain, you know. But this Ninja Bike backpack, it basically acts like a slot for one of your gears or for whatever. So if I use right here, so if I put the Ninja Bike backpack right here, it says, it shows right here. So this one is not really highlighted, it's kind of grayed out. So these two that are not grayed out is because I'm using them, and I have one Grupo. That's because the backpack adds a slot. So now having this one, having Grupo, this one gives us two, and it gives us that second one. So with Sokolov, having two gives you 15% crit damage. So that's where the second one came from. And yeah, so you can pretty much play with it on, you know, play around however you want. But the way how I got the protection from elites that high is by these improvised gear right here. So that was the damage to elites. Bleed build. Let's say you want to do a bleed build. You use the Ridgeway Pride. Now you get these by doing the summit and going through the floors in the summit. You get different parts and stuff like that. You get the blueprint, and then you can craft it. Now it's like you can pretty much go do the power plant, and when you get those points and stuff like that, you go to let's see. So you go right here, you go to the power plant right here, and you're always going to run it with the 18. Now when you do that, you want to try to do everything, and when it comes down to leaving out of the helicopter, you want to leave out of the helicopter. Then you'll get, you know, a lot of points and stuff like that. But when you finish countdown, you come right here where the helicopter is. Come to this station right here. So now, I mean, I've been running it, and so right now I have 483. So I can buy an exotic cache. So you can buy an exotic cache and try to get different exotics and however you want. And then also every week they kind of change these around. You know, so right now they had the boomstick, which was extremely a powerful gun back in the day until they nerfed it, because you can literally I think I have a video that I was like a tank, and a buddy of mine's, we were running two boomsticks on my primary and secondary, and we was just it was crazy. Those were fun moments. They got the firm handshake from Sokolov right here, status effect. Then whichever name ones you want are right here. Name caches right here, or optimizations and stuff like that. But this is where the cache is. So we're not gonna buy one because I'm pretty sure I have all the exotics in the game. But that's where you go and buy exotics. Now we're gonna go to the bleed build. So bleed builds, you can pretty much do it however you want. Now these holsters right here, this holster, I would suggest getting them, because having one, I mean, gives you skill haste. Having two of them gives you that one skill tier. But mainly the reason why you want to get these holsters is because it comes with 15% weapon damage. So with this one, I have the weapon damage plus I have armor. So I'm getting two of them out of one gear. I'm getting armor and I'm getting weapon damage just by having just this one holster. Now I am running it with a two-piece improvised, one Grupo, and one Sokolov for that 10% SMG damage. But basically with the Ridgeway Pride chest piece is when you shoot an enemy, you're basically it's basically applying bleed. You know what I'm saying? So with this one, you want to run it with Wicked, because you know it applying a status effect increases the weapon damage by 18%. So you can put it with Wicked, or if you want to put it with Vigilance, you can put it with Vigilance. Do it that way. Now the weapon you want to get, I would suggest getting a FAMAS because of the high rate of fire. And then I'll probably, I haven't touched this one, so I'll probably take off that 8% reload speed and probably put damage to targets out of cover. Because when you're fighting enemies, I'm more into PvP a lot, so I'm constantly in the dark zone. So everybody, they're out of cover. You know what I'm saying? 97% of all the players, they're out of cover. You know, so you get damage to targets out of cover, and it'll help out your weapon damage. But with this one, is basically gonna proc automatically. Status is automatically gonna proc once you start shooting, because of Ridgeway Pride. So it's basically you're dealing 20% weapon damage to bleeding enemies. So when you're shooting your weapon, you're already gonna apply bleed, and by you applying bleed is gaining you 20% weapon damage. So you can pretty much, again, do it however you want. You can put armor, get yourself, some armor up, whatever, or all reds. This is something that I just threw together quick, What else? Skill builds. Now, this one right here, I love running, which is the hardwire, because whenever one of your skills breaks, the other one basically resets. So I've been having fun with this one, and I'm running it with glass cannon, of course, because it applies, but it basically buffs up the weapon damage, and it also bumps up my skills as well. And for the backpack, I am running combined arms, because when I shoot an enemy, it automatically basically gives me 25% skill damage. Now, with the weapon, you could run it with the capacitor, and by you shooting, you're basically building stacks for skill damage. I think I was with a group and I switched it to this weapon, but hitting an enemy grants you 20% skill damage. So, yes, I can use the capacitor and build up those stacks, or I can just use this weapon, shoot them one time, and I get another 20% skill damage. You know what I'm saying? But I'm running it with the cluster mines, and I switch off between the assault and between the artillery. So again, you can switch these off, whatever skills you like, if you're a skill build guy, whatever. But the whole build has for the core, it has a yellow, and for the attributes, it has skill damage, skill damage, skill damage. The other one, skill haste, skill damage, skill haste, skill damage, skill haste. You know what I'm saying? And you want to run it with demolitionist because it gives you skill damage for it. Let's see. Increases the weapon. Burn resistant increases. They're here. 10% increased explosive damage. So grenade skills and effects, whatever. So yeah, having demolitionist is gonna bump up your skill damage. So that's why I'm running it with demolitionist. But yeah, you can put it however way you want it. And I am running it with this brand set right here because having one gives you 15% explosive damage, and then wyvern wear, again, having one gives you skill damage. So that's why I'm running it with a wyvern wear, and I'm running it with this one right here, China Light, but however you say it. But that's my skill build right there. Let's move on. Okay, so this brand set right here, the same. I'm running it with a 2-piece wyvern wear for that status effect. So now everywhere on the build, you're gonna see, of course, yellows, but you're gonna see status effect all through the whole gear. Status effect with skill haste. Status effect. I couldn't put skill haste on it, but skill damage, that helps as well too. Now I am running it with creeping death because when you apply a status effect to an enemy, it spreads out. So this one, it spreads out within 8 meters. You know what I'm saying? So I'm spreading it out. Also, kinetic momentum. When I'm in combat, each skill generates a stack and cooldown and increases skill damage and so forth. But with this brand set, with your incendiary turret, instead of it shooting straight, it's going to go in a 360, and it's just going to keep burning and burning and burning until it blows. I mean, until it finishes. Now when it finishes and it's about to deactivate, it explodes, and that damage can also damage enemies as well. So that's the one of the new gear pieces. But let's move on. So that's the fire one. Now here's another tank build. So this is my tankiest build. So right now I have it at 2.1 million armor, and it's crit. with the Ninja Bike backpack. Now this Ninja Bike backpack is helping out so much, right, with this build. So I have it with a one-piece foundry. So one piece with the Ninja Bike backpack puts me at 2-piece, gives me that 10% total armor. And I'm running it with crit chance, crit damage throughout the whole build. I'm using the Percaro's holster because of the weapon damage, because since we're a tank, there's weapon damage right there. Running it with a Grupo because I want that 15% weapon damage, and I rolled the core to armor. Sokolov as well, rolled the core to armor. Armor on all 6 pieces. Now having these backpacks, if it's the Memento backpack, when you kill an enemy, you gain weapon damage, bonus armor, skill efficiency, stuff like that. Memento backpack is also good as well too, but with these backpacks, it automatically is going to give you weapon damage, armor, and a skill tier. So now with this build, I'm at 2.1 million armor. I have pretty decent weapon damage that I can put out, and being that I'm a tank, I still have three skill tiers. So that's going to help my skills on whatever I want to put on. It's going to help. Now, the way that I was able to get more three skill tiers, because you don't see yellows here, is because having the backpack gives you 1. Having 2 pieces of this holster gives you 1 skill tier. So the holster is 1, the backpack is 1 as well. So, and also running it with tactician gives you 1 point as well. So 1, 2, and then the tactician class. So that's how I was able to do that. And I'm running it with a Badger, because having 2 pieces gives us 5% weapon damage. So that's how I'm able to get up to 2.1 mil. And I'm running it with Unbreakable. Give us a little bit more on top of that. Perfect Unbreakable at that. Let's see, running it with a Sokolov because I have an SMG. And Orbit, for that extra crit. So me being at this high armor, I'm basically almost at max crit chance and at 159 crit damage. So it's a pretty fun build. I love it. What else I have for you? Umbra, again, crit. Let me see. Striker tank, I redid that. Spotter. Yeah, there's different stuff. Hazard protection. Now I would highly recommend you to run a hazard protection build, because in the DZ there's everything, and by you having a hazard build, you're basically immune to all that. So right here I have it with 52 crit chance and 104 crit damage. Hazard protection, it is at 105. Now the cap is at 100%. So basically right here, I can't be put on bleed, blind, burn, disorient, disrupt, enhance, poison, shock. Nothing. I'm at 100%. They can't touch me when it comes to all those skills. Now, if you come across somebody who has a bleed hive, now that it's not going to do a lot of damage to you, but it's going to do some damage to you to where you got to watch out for that. But I'm running it with Unbreakable so I can have more. I am running it with the Ninja Bike backpack. Having 1 gives you that percentage total armor. You are going to need 1-piece Cavalier, because the 1 piece with the backpack gives us 30% hazard protection. And then you roll hazard, so just these knee pads alone is 40% right there. So we have 40, we have 10 on the gloves. Having a Sieska with the backpack gives us 10%, and then that's 9.4%. So that's giving us about 20%, just these holsters right here. Backup. And then I run a Sokolov because of my SMG. Now, one piece yaw gives us hazard protection, and then with the backpack boosts our weapon damage by 5%. Now, this is the only mask that I was able to find. I can craft these, but to get them out, to get them out in the open world, like it's pretty hard. You know what I'm saying? Because if we toggle, you're not gonna find yaw gear on the map. You know, you can, let's say you want gloves, you got to go right here in the open world where gloves is toggled, and hopefully you try getting it, or do the summit, and you're gonna have to either put, if you want a chest piece of it, if you want a mask, that's how you're gonna get it. But hitting it on the specific one yaw gear, they don't have it. So yaw gear is it's hard to come by, but I can go right here and I can craft it, yeah, but I need gear pieces, you know, so I can't craft any because I need to dismantle some. So the only way is I just keep, you know, farming. Hopefully I get it, or one of these vendors has it, and then you can just buy 5 of them, dismantle them, and then you can craft some. You can do it that way as well too. Good trading with you, agent. And then, yep, hazard everywhere. So this is my 100% hazard. So my 2 favorite go-tos for PvE is this all crit glass cannon build and striker. Now my striker build, I'm running it 4-piece striker, of course, but I'm running 1 coyote's mask and a Sieska knee pads. So when I go to my stats, I'm almost, you know, capped out on crit chance, and I'm at 146 crit damage. So let's see what we can get into. Alright.
The quality of components we've been finding has really gone downhill.
I was gonna help out whoever just called for backup, but
better than I thought.
I'm gonna show you one best location where I love to get my gears. Wherever. Let's see. What do I need? I'm still looking for a Sokolov chest piece with crit unbreakable, and that way I can run armor. So one place that I love to go is the summit. I love going there, but Power plant. Love going to the power plant. Put on challenging.
You have received an invite to another agent's group. You are now in a group.
So we are in a group, and I'm gonna show y'all how much loot we can get.
Communication relay offline.
Rikers have taken the power plant. Not sure what they're trying to do with the nuclear reactor, but they've triggered the safety protocols. The plant is going into lockdown. We need to restrict access and secure the nuclear waste.
System curtailed. Reactor unstable. Emergency lockdown protocols activated. 15 minutes lockdown. System reactivated.
Alright.
System malfunctioning.
Oh, we got two of them right here. He's down. Cool bean.
System restored. Shade tech detected. Assault turret detected. Hostile assault turret detected. Rogue striker drone detected. Hostile striker drone detected. Rogue incinerator turret detected. Hostile incinerator turret detected. High-risk target approaching.
Alright, he is down. They get that now. High-risk targets on the other side. He's down.
Area secure.
We just found it. It already has hazard. Holy smokes. The first one. We just found it. Wow. So yeah, so basically it already came with unbreakable, came with hazard, and it came with crit damage. So now what I'm gonna do is take off the weapon damage and put armor so I can be more of a tank. You know, so I'll have one with weapon damage and then I'll have one with armor. So those are stuff that you basically gotta look out for.
He's up.
He just totally ran by him, didn't even kill him.
10 minutes to lockdown. Evacuate the facility. Data transfer halted. High risk target detected. Area secure.
Agent, you can access the waste area.
I have another
Do
one.
me a favor and take a decontamination shower before you come back to base.
And then yeah, when you get a gear and then you change something, like when you recalibrate a certain piece, and then the other one is still kind of low, there's also ways to get that up as well, which you just go to your crafting bench and you go to optimize and just look out for the materials that you need, and you just go farm for them and you'll be able to optimize them as well. So when you optimize them, they're basically, you see where it says 15% SMG damage, that white kind of like half circle piece, whatever, that means that it's been optimized.
Agent, you've reached the waste area. I need you to secure the radioactive material to override the lockdown protocols.
High risk target detected.
stop exposing your team to not so low doses of radiation.
High-risk target detect. Radiation detected at acceptable level.
So now when you're doing one of these type of missions and you already got what you
Good work,
came to
Agent.
get,
You saved the plant.
what you can do also
Move to
is go back to
extraction
the
point.
map, toggle.
When you're
and
ready, send up
we
a
need
flare
to
so
find
Torres
some
can
yaw
pick you
gear
up.
masks, so we have that. And if you're full and stuff like that, don't leave nothing behind. Just dismantle them, and you'll get those materials as well. I know I saw something back there, but we're not gonna waste time.
System curtailed.
Get on that helo. You've got hunters incoming.
System back online.
When you're ready to come home, shoot off the flare.
System malfunctioning.
Now in this part, if you die, you're done. So be careful with this part. Because if you want to go for the exotic cache, you want to stay up.
Rogue hive detected.
There's 2
Hostile
minutes
hive
left.
detected.
Let's check. We just gotta call the no yaw here. Let's see, safety distance, no yaw here. Lefty! I already got it. I just remembered perfectly
inbound to
ignite.
your
I can use that
location.
for my
Hold tight.
skill build. Hold on. Damn. Let me see what I'm gonna delete. I'll delete that. Oh, we got 7 seconds. I gotta get out.
Torres is in position.
Oh, I forgot. Whew, they called it in. It's like crazy mayhem out here, bruh. So this is the part where you want to leave out of here.
You saved the plant. That was impressive.
Entering safe area.
So we had about like 480 something. Now we're at 600. Let's go. Get them. Optimization. I need to do that. Let's buy some. Let's see what it gives us. Gives us materials.
Inside the safe area. Violators will have their weapon confiscated.
So yeah, so this is the, I called it my 360 Fire 360. This is the one that I was explaining to you in the beginning, but I totally forgot about this weapon. So I did put, so we're not going to be running the capacitor, but we are running this one. So being that this is not a crit build, we'll put this one. Damage to targets out of cover. We need credits. So
You need help with something?
Adequate sanitation is of utmost importance. Please remember to maintain a high standard of personal hygiene and cleanliness.
That transmitter
Thank
fails.
you for your cooperation.
all right,
Let's make sure it
so
doesn't fail.
I'm gonna just clear up something right now. Okay, right here. So let's put striker on. My inventory's full. All right, so one thing that I want to talk about is with these brand sets. I'm noticing a lot of guys, they're getting these brand sets and they're putting striker everywhere. Now, you don't need striker everywhere. You don't. All you need is just 4 pieces. So you could run it like this. 4-piece striker. That way it gives you another, 2 slots to put whatever you want. You don't need to fill up all 6 with the same brand set. You know what I'm saying? Because by you having 5 and 6 instead of just 4, you're basically losing out on other stuff that can boost up your build. So my striker, I have it with the Coyote's mask, because when I shoot people within, let's say 0 to 15 gives me crit damage. 15 to 25 meters gives me crit damage and crit chance, 10%. And then 25 meters at a distance, which the Ouroboros is doing excellent on, far distance, it's giving me 25% crit chance, which I don't need crit chance. So I try to be up close and personal. Because with the rate of fire, so having striker 3 pieces gives us that rate of fire. So rate of fire is at 1600. So having that rate of fire up close is giving me 25% crit damage on top of the 143. So that's like about 165, 166 crit damage right there. So you don't really need all 6 striker pieces or all 6 true patriot or all 6. You just put 4. Or what you can do is you can do it like it's one of them. Let's say this one, right? Let's say I want that 15% crit damage, and I want another skill tier, but still have striker. And what you do is you put the ninja bike backpack. So now it's 1, 2, 3, 4 strikers, and then gives us that 10% crit damage, and then gives us that extra skill tier. You know what I'm saying? So you can pretty much put it however you want to, but don't fill up your whole your whole loadouts with the same piece, because you're losing out on whatever, you just like this one. By me taking, by me not putting all 4, because you don't really need it, because you only need 4 pieces, and then it activates the talent. So I run it with the Coyotes and the Seska for that 10%. So right now I'm sitting at almost maxed out crit chance with 143 crit damage, and I'm doing excellent. Like I've gotten my Ouroboros to hit like 1.8 mil. So, but other than that, this is your boy King Loco. I'm gonna end the video right where it's at, and I will catch y'all on another one. If you guys stayed this long, please subscribe to the channel. If you guys need help with your builds, hit me up, and I'm always willing to help out. But until then, I will catch y'all later, and I will catch you guys in another one. Later, guys.